with y'all?
Yeah, it goes with you.
All right, we back. It's from the Outside Podcast. Follow us at FTO1 Pod.
Pod 1, man. Pod 1, man.
My bad, I forgot it. But yeah, got the golden child over there finally here. It's been a long time since we seen you.
Hey, bro.
This nigga be missing. I thought you was kidnapped.
It's all business, man. All business. Come on.
And we got the chosen one over there.
You know
Visionary.
the vibes. You know the vibes.
And we got the man in the building today. Introduce yourself.
Oh man, Mr. Cha-Ching himself, the Westbank great. You know what I mean? Algiers, Gretna, Terrytown, all the way to the Ninth Ward. You feel me? Yeah, but we get love all over the city, man. You know what it is. It's Chase, man. Chase like the bank, chasing cash, whatever they want to call me these days, man. I'm here with my guys, man.
Face.
I'm glad you represent the West Bank.
Yes,
There's
sir.
too much West Bank disrespect that be going on.
A whole lot. A whole lot.
Nah, he the fucking captain of the West Bank. He wore the West Bank on his back.
Nah, it's important, man. I think, you know, I'm kind of excited to see how the city has been able to come together after the storm with, you you people didn't really come across the river. They ain't had no fights, you know what I mean? And then when the living situation got messed up, it started kind of like spreading people all over. So I'm excited to see West Bank kids, you know what I mean, being able to come across the river, open up businesses, and then on the opposite side, you know, people from this side, a lot of the education kind of got messed up over on this side. So for people to be able to send their kids to schools across the river and be able to create opportunity for them, you know what I mean? I think that's dope. But yeah, the West Bank is part of New Orleans. It might not be Orleans Parish, you know what I mean? But
certain parts of the West Bank, Marrero is not New Orleans.
Nah, look,
Marrero is full.
I'm gonna tell you this. Look,
Marrero full.
So if Marrero is far, what is these other areas outside of
Atlanta?
Yeah,
nah. It's New Orleans.
Tip.
What I'm saying, like you from the West Bank, right? We was in Monroe the other day, where we was driving. I have never been wherever I was at. Like,
still, it's just undeveloped. It's not as developed.
And I mean, I would say the same. I mean, the East got more of a prominent history, but if you look at them, I done been up, but them bitches look the same. Design the same. You feel me? All that type of shit.
Neighborhood structure.
The reason why I'm saying that, I get why somebody would say that. If you ain't never been to West Wego, Avondale, and all the back parts, I get it. But I think it's important to understand that a lot of kids come from them areas and they end up migrating over here and they do big things for the city of New Orleans. You feel me? And as long as you keep outcasting them like that, you're going to put yourself at a point where kids going to be torn between choosing to come over here to Orleans Parish and make some shit happen or go out of town. Yeah. You feel me? And I want people to have pride in the fact that, like, yeah, you could be from the west side, but you know what I mean, you're going to be able to have something to contribute, because that's what I like about Spitter. He represent the East. All of him and his partners represent the East, but they contributing something with what they doing. Like the New Orleans East niggas known for low riders, you feel me? So what I want to see is the West Bank niggas, I would say, no disrespect to the rest of the city, but I think that we creative as fuck. I feel like we be like the outside looking in, like the disrespect that we get make us approach the city different and approach relationships different compared to a nigga that's front of 7 Ward, born and raised. He just feel like he's stamped. He don't got no more. So yeah, you know what I mean? So I think that the fact that when you do come from the west side, you got something to prove. I just would like to see the rest of the niggas be like, you know what, it may not be as cutthroat or as, like, you know, stamped as where I'm from, but we do fuck with y'all at the end of the day. Because, you know what I mean, you see B Fresh, you see me, I be seeing Nino on the fucking West Bank. I be running into that nigga Algiers all the time.
A lot of people from the city that's popping right now from the West Bank, even on like clothes. Blake from the West Bank.
Yeah, you feel me?
Yeah. Nico dude from Cashe Studios
Max
from the West Bank.
Right
Max from the West Bank.
All the hoopers, stop playing. The niggas that's hooping, stop playing. Stop
All
playing.
up,
Come on, stop playing.
You from the West Bank?
Come on, football niggas, stop playing. All them boys off Huntley. All them boys off Huntley. Come on.
This really turned into the West Bank podcast, bro.
They grabbing a lot of niggas off Huntley Drive and turning them up.
The name of the podcast from the West Bank now, bro. Like,
we turning up.
Hey,
real shit.
I don't understand.
My people all on Durbany, Mazant, Piety. I got family all over, you feel me? But at the end of the day, I just seen, and being a person that came from the West Bank and I went to the dances. I was at 35 all talent shows, you feel me? Like, really in them shits. I'm not a West Bank nigga that was only on the West Bank. You feel me? Like so that's my whole thing, is like being able to have that experience, nigga. Like I was the nigga trying to get out of school here because I knew everybody was catching the bus and meeting in the French Quarter back in the day, you feel me? So that's what we was on. Like, yeah, we had school buses, but that wasn't mean we wasn't in the shit, you feel me? And it wasn't up on style. So I like the fact that you got enough West Side, East Side niggas, and then niggas from all these different parts of the city finally connecting together and doing different shit, you know what I mean? I just want to see the city continue to progress.
Facts. So you talked on something earlier that I want to talk about, like, what was your motivation for leaving New Orleans?
It was simply because it was fucked up at the time. You feel me? Before Hurricane Katrina happened, I was never thinking about leaving. I'm New Orleans to the death. I was thinking about going get a condo downtown. You feel me? Getting some fly shit like that. Opening a studio down here because I was still heavy in music when I was getting out of high school. But I was working at Foot Locker at the time, so I was into like a little bit of like everything. It was like the internet had just started to hit. Like niggas started getting high speed cable modems and shit like that. Like my senior year in school, so niggas started jumping on Nike Talk and all these different websites that started educating a nigga up on like swag and shit like that. You had I bought my first pair of Bapes my senior year in high school. You feel me? That all came through the internet. So I feel like what made me leave was the fact that like when the hurricane hit, I remember coming back and living with my dad for a while. That wasn't shit to do. Like period point. It was nothing but military niggas running around this motherfucker telling you curfew. Yeah, you feel me? So that look, I just brought that up with my mom the other day. My dad, I was talking to my dad in the whip, and I was like, I remember when me and my mama was staying in Mississippi, and we had to wake up every morning to go get clean water and MREs and all that type of shit. Go crazy. Yeah, bro, and that fucking beef stroganoff, that bitch was hit. Boy, that bitch was hit. Yeah, and they had a little strawberry shortcake. That bitch was hard, but I used to sit up in the house and I'd be watching Rap City. And that shit would just start fucking with my head. And I just was like, I got to get out of the city, you feel me? I got to go where this shit is happening. And 106 and Park, all that type of shit, you know, Cribs, all that type of shit just started like really setting in the nigga head. And I was like, all right, I'm about to go to LA. I wanted to go to New York, but I knew mentally and physically that was going to be taxing on me financially because I was just fresh out of high school. And I ended up meeting a guy who was going to school out in LA for music school, and we ended up sharing an apartment with each other for a little bit, and that helped me get initiated in the city. But I just wanted to leave for opportunity, bro. It wasn't nothing popping in what was that, 06, the beginning of 06? It wasn't nothing happening, bro. So I just left. And then when I got to LA, it just happened to be like a crazy time because the internet was like, it was like the first time the internet was taking power away from like old powers that be, which was the TV and the radio. And so this the MySpace era, nigga. And I was popping on MySpace. And I just used the social media shit to my advantage, bro. And then as years went down the line, I came back to the city. That's how I ended up meeting niggas like LG, De Niro, like the Goons. They was popping at the time. Niggas was fucking with them. Right. I started meeting different people in the city. That was Nesby. I got cool with Nesby and niggas like that who kind of like, they like real, I call them like real city dudes. Like they known, like outside of even just doing with their music, like they known for being in the city. Like niggas just know Nesby from being from the 17. Niggas know De Niro and LG and his family from being in the 5th Ward and shit like that. So once I started meeting different people like that, Cess 45, he was like one of the first niggas that burnt my CDs down here and shit like that and helped me get the merchandise together. So I just started being able to come back and get in contact with each other. But before I left, only niggas I knew was the niggas I went to school with and played ball with. And you had no connections to no business shit. So I just left for opportunity, bro. Wasn't nothing else. If the opportunity was here, I would have stayed, but it wasn't.
All right, I got a question for you too. What's one lesson that you would say stuck with you from day one for young and upcoming entrepreneurs in New Orleans? One hard lesson that you really had to learn, like damn, and that just stuck with you forever.
Think outside the box. I think a lot of times niggas down here don't think outside the box. I think a lot of times people like go for what they used to. This a very traditional city. It's a very, very historic city. You don't see a lot of changes, you feel me? You see how like in this era we finally starting to see new buildings, but for like the longest they was just repainting shotgun homes. And, you know what I mean? So thinking outside the box. I remember when I used to be listening to Missy Elliott and NERD, my partners used to laugh at me because when we was playing in middle school, all we cared about was the hot boys. Guerrilla warfare was the hardest shit to niggas at that time. And that's all we wanted to be. We wanted to be like the niggas we grew up on. And then as I started being able to see Missy Elliott and all that, I was like, okay, like I want to be more creative. I want to think outside the box. Niggas like Ludacris, you feel me? I used to see Ludacris videos and he had a swole arms and shit like that. Yeah, Busta Rhymes was a big part of my shit. So I was like, all right, cool. Like a nigga super New Orleans already, but how do I figure out a way to broaden my audience? You feel me? And I think being able to grow up on so much No Limit and Cash Money, when I started seeing everything else counter that on BET, the TV really struck me, dog. Like when I was seeing the shit on BET, I was like, okay, I want to go see what New York like. I want to go see what this like.
Right.
So I would just say think outside the box, bro. Like I think a lot of the dudes that are my favorite people from here, they think outside the box. That's why I like Larry Monroe so much, you feel me? Because every time I talk to him, he thinking outside the box. As much as he trying to put on for New Orleans, he trying to get New Orleans to be seen by people who unfamiliar with what we got going on.
Facts. Damn, that's why we call it podcast from the outside. Like,
Yeah,
that was our whole
yeah.
difference, is, you know, thinking outside of the norm.
And look where y'all doing it at. I think Loyalty Club is one of them brands that's, you know what I mean, thinking outside the box. You feel me? I like everything he done did. I love how when I got familiar with Blake, I'm like, he a drummer, and then he got a brand. I ain't know nobody who was doing no shit like that. Yeah, like that was different to me. You feel me? And just the way he built the whole shit, the way y'all move around and everything. I think it's like it represents the time period of New Orleans where niggas is not on that 90s shit no more. I feel like that 90s shit was so stuck. Niggas, everybody had too much Soulja Slim in them.
Yeah. And
it's like now we got a good balance of like Soulja Slim as our core, but then niggas is hip to Pharrell, Kanye West, and all these different people because Pharrell was one of my biggest influences, and I think it's because he came from a small area like Virginia, but since ain't shit popping there, it make you create it. Where sometimes here, niggas just want to be the coolest nigga in the club. Like they want to be the coolest nigga at the block party. They want to be the shyest nigga amongst they hood, and they don't want to go any further than that. So I feel like when bounce music started getting stole by niggas and it started going more platinum,
Yeah.
that's when I was just like, okay, like this ain't just some local shit. I thought for a long time bounce music was just like some local shit. And then when I started going to different areas, I started seeing people was aware of the shit. So it's like, all right, cool. This ain't just some shit that's just specific to us. We can incorporate this shit with some other shit and still figure out a way to mix it. So my foundation is always going to be good drums, good horns, a good tempo, because that's what we do well. But what I'm not gonna do is force the trigger man in there every time. You feel me? I feel like that's old. You feel me? That's a quick way to just make the shit sound like 94 and a nigga who born in 98, 2002, he don't give a fuck about that shit. So I just try not to get old. You feel me? Like I'm 33, nigga. I ain't trying to be no old nigga though.
How you challenge yourself creatively, like? Cause you saying not using the trigger man, like that's low hanging fruit. That's something that I always talk about. I don't want to grab low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Right there. So how do you continue to put New Orleans feeling in your music? I know you said horns, drums, but like, how do you continue to up yourself every time of reinventing your sound, but still keeping it New Orleans?
To come real with you, the sound can kind of stay the same. You feel me? You got to find the right subject matter. The subject matter is a lot of times what makes shit relevant. You feel me? I think I had a good job of being able to have a New Orleans sound. Same thing with Spitter. I feel like you could pick up like New Orleans nuance from us, but still at the same time, a New York nigga, a LA nigga could listen to it and then be like, oh, I could fuck with this. You feel me? I feel like for a while, when niggas was like, okay, we all familiar with Cutlass, Monte Carlos, and Regals, I'm sure, right? Yeah. That's New Orleans to me. That's like all that old Cash Money shit. That's like the core. But then you got the second layer of Cash Money. You feel me? Where it's kind of like, all right, we know we got the city on lock. Then they started incorporating Drake, Nicki Minaj, and all them. And who was they rapping like? Wayne.
Right.
Thanks.
So Wayne is New Orleans at the end of the day. You feel me? So I just think my whole thing is like, I try to put myself around other people that my energy and my style can rub off on. You feel me? Same way you go to New York and you be around New York niggas and you hear how good they are with the bars, it make you get your bars up. But that don't mean you start flowing like them niggas. You don't start rapping exactly like Jay-Z cadence and shit like that. Yeah. You just think about how, I think that's what Wayne did. You feel me? Like we grew up, Wayne was using sound effects when he first started rapping because he couldn't cuss and shit. Then he became like a fan of Jay-Z and he started focusing more on having wittier bars and shit like that. That's how you get the shit where he on the Mike Jones beat. That's NO version of like freestyle music. You feel me? Like where New York niggas will get on the beat and they'll rap on some shit. Wayne got on the motherfucker and he gave it our version of what like mixtape music was. And that's what I try to bring to the table. I don't try to stay trapped into just like one specific style, one specific sound. It's all about being able to merge the shit. So I'm gonna sample some shit. I might sample some shit that sound West Coast or East Coast sounding, but the drums has got to have a bounce to it. It's got to be a certain tempo that can make people move. We don't do shit slow down here, dog. Right. Period. You feel me? So I'm not gonna be on no shit to try and slow a nigga down. I think I used to back in the day, and I used to miss the mark with people down here. Niggas would hear my shit and they'd be like, yeah, your shit is good. But I remember I made a song a couple years ago called Peace Sign, and I purposely was just like, you know what? Let me make some shit that I would get a Feel if Feel was in the studio and I had a chance to work with him, you feel me? And I ended up rapping on it. I put Lolly on the record, and I feel like when Lolly got on the record, it just made everything come together, because when you hear Lolly speak, she sound like New Orleans,
right.
You feel me? She bring everything together, you feel me? So for me, it's just about the different elements, figuring out a way to still be on the front with the production and make some shit that sound hard. But one thing about our voices and our energy, you can feel that shit on the track. I like Lil Iceberg, you feel me? He don't be doing too much, and that shit just feel like, if he feel like Feel and Tim Smooth and all them niggas reincarnated, but he not picking them beats. He's still flowing on the shit, but he kind of like on like the, yo, Pierre, you want to come out here type beats, you feel me? And I think that's refreshing. It's like, it don't gotta be regurgitated on the beat. I think the beat need to be able to speak to global people, but the voice and the accent and the energy, it definitely need to be New Orleans. Simple as that. I say 3D and the T. I know a lot of women who into her music, she don't particularly make club music, but when you hear her rap, she give you the energy of a person from New Orleans. Simple as that. Don't nobody else rap like her. Like, I feel like a lot of the other girls, when they rap, they come off Nicki-ish. She don't come off Nicki-ish. She come off.
It's probably because she didn't grow up in the Nicki.
Thanks, she New Orleans. She came up in the midst of this shit with real rap niggas like and your energy gotta. You know how the women are down here. Even Super, you feel me? Super give me rap energy. She don't give you no like, Treaty, all them. I think they dope. So I think the women could be the ones that really, really bring
New Orleans to the forefront.
Yeah,
I feel like Treaty don't get her credit. Like when you talk about looking at the landscape of music and other people using that bounce song.
Yeah,
Treaty like the biggest bounced artist in the Southeast region, and like nobody. She be on like the City Girls Challenge, but like she not getting that major look that she's supposed to get when she probably the catalyst for this whole New Orleans sound going global.
I agree.
Why you think that's the way that
I
is?
just think I think the main thing is just like, if she got to be able to travel around and be able to let other people feel her.
Yeah.
I'm not saying she's not doing that, but I think if she was able to go to LA, if she was able to get with a Coil Ray and a Coil Ray was able to meet her and feel her energy and be like, let's do a record together, that alone to turn her up, you feel me? Because that's the industry now. It's like you kind of gotta be associated with something, because it's like you coming through playlists. So if you collab with the right person, nigga hear you, next thing you know, oh, I'm a fan of you. Like I didn't hear Pooh Shiesty the way, like I heard a Pooh Shiesty through Fujiano.
Now.
Like, simple as that. And I heard Fujiano through Thug and them niggas, because they all fuck with Gucci, you feel me? But once I started hearing it more and more, I was just like, all right, cool. Let me pay attention to this. Same thing like ESTG. I heard ESTG through a song that Jack Harlow heard with him. The song didn't even sound nothing like the rest of ESTG music. I started banging the rest of his shit, sounding like fucking murderous Jeezy shit. You know what I mean? And I fall in love with it. But the shit he do with Jack Harlow is always on some like radio bop type shit. So it just take that right person to put you in the light. Like he did Jimmy Kimmel, I think, with Jack Harlow. And I feel like ever since then, people was able to put a visual to what they hear, and they going up.
But that's my thing, though. A lot of these New Orleans niggas don't be wanting to work with each other. Why?
I don't understand, but I think it got a lot to do with the pride that we have and where we from. We know how we care about our high schools. Just that alone to keep a nigga from fucking with you.
Westbank.
Yeah, just that alone. So it be little shit like that, I think, get in the way of the music, because it's almost like niggas don't think a nigga valid because where a nigga from.
Right.
Like, if you from the 7 or the 9, nigga want to do a song with you. From Uptown, 3rd Ward, Cali, Magnolia, nigga want to do a song with you. But if you, let's say you Pell, and I always do this. Every time I see Pell do something, Sleazy Easy, all them, I feel like they represent New Orleans to a T. Crucial and all them. But it's like, because they want to be themselves and they don't want to be these tough guys, niggas don't want to get on no record with them. Then you got niggas like 7 Cent Hearn, you feel me? He got a dope ass voice. And then it's a lot of niggas I think are dope down here. But I don't know some niggas is street niggas on some boom, 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 and then some
Yeah.
niggas is street niggas on some I grew up here. You feel me? I'm from here. You
Narrating the street.
Narrating the street. So I don't know if there's been enough of like the niggas that's narrating compared to the niggas that's out here like.
Yeah.
So I just was talking to Crucial the other day, and he was like, the crazy thing about New Orleans is all the artists in the city know each other. Whatever the studio is on Tulane, everybody's studio,
40,
everybody's studio over there. Like every time we over there, somebody else is in the studio. Like everybody recorded in that building at one point. Like when everybody was grinding, everybody recorded in that building. So I think the landscape in New Orleans is really about to change as far as like people collaborating with each other, like fashion, music, entertainment, visuals. Like I think everything gonna change because the city's feeling smaller. I think probably maybe thanks to social media or whatever.
No, it's for sure.
The city for sure feeling smaller in the sense that New Orleans already been small, but if I knew him, he knows somebody I know. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's really only 2 degrees of separation.
I also think we got to stop banking on music to be our wave again. I think things changed with the generation. I think design, fashion is the wave now. If there's going to be music, I think it's going to be the girls, the women, because they ain't really had that shine since like Mia X and Ghetto Twins. And we got legendary women artists down here. That's the crazy part, you feel me? Like Mia X, one of the best ever.
I follow her on Instagram.
Mia X.
Yeah, she cooking, got rest. Yeah, she a boss, you feel me? So I think we in that period of time where entrepreneurship and the design of New Orleans, I feel like this generation is just like, you know what? We gonna make our own brands. We gonna tell our own story. That's how you get where we at right now. That's how you get Like Sushi. That's how you get Can't Buy Respect, The Trenches, Free Water, Public Goods, fucking Sid Vicious. There's all kind of niggas down here. Heat, K2O niggas. A lot of niggas down here with heat. I just think the music shit, I think a lot of times we think that's our lane because we known for that already. And I think it's time for us to come
Reinvent
different.
yourself.
Yeah,
Reinvent
M-Line. I think M-Line, what he doing is
fire.
great. Made it. Yeah, so I think more of that. I think if people was able to see us be more distinctive, because we known through our voice, but I think when people see us sometimes, they don't know we up to date like this. They might think we still Soldier Reeboks and Jabos and shit like that. They don't know we rocking Yeezys down here. They don't know we doing all this shit and making our own shit.
We always had a heavy influence on fashion though.
Yeah, I think we did, but I think it was more or less how you wore it, not the brands. Like how we wore shit, like our bandana, how we wear our shoes.
Right, just our swag with it.
Yeah, you feel me? But now it's like, no, nigga, it's the brand now. It's the brand.
One thing we always talk about on here is like New Orleans is in a renaissance. Like how you said, New Orleans is gonna be known for designers. We named all these cool designers. We got visual people out here, photographers, Lou Dollars, Chris Foster Media. We got a lot of stuff going on.
We got B Mike, we got Art by J, we got Audi, we got Syph, we got a lot of visual artists, conceptual artists down here. You got the homie Ricky doing the art, the Mind the Art shit. You feel me? You got a lot of that shit going on. You got Nesby, he got a billboard. If you black, you got Buku Power. You feel me?
And that C2R, I think the dude who did the mural.
Cole, you got Cole. You feel me? So that's what I'm saying. I think too, niggas is starting to grow into like advertising themselves. It make me happy to see what Nesby is doing, going around putting these billboards up. Shout out DH with Grimy Ways. I love what he doing. I don't think he get enough credit.
Man, you really be on.
Man, that's my nigga, bro. Like, I'm tapped in. Yeah, I'm tapped in, bro, because I like his growth because I seen how I first saw DH rapping. Him and Gus and BTY, all them niggas was on the same stage that night. And I remember DH came up there and started rapping. And he was telling stories, and the shit was so. I was like, bro, you nice, like. And then I started keeping up with him and shit like that. And then when I seen how he took his music, where it almost was like niggas knew he was nice, but it was almost like, where does it fit in that? And I like how he took the reality TV and how, not reality TV, but what would you call Power in them type of series? You feel me? I feel like he kind of took that and kind of wove it in with his music. Like when you able to watch niggas see him watching Power every week and Snowfall, he got his own wave with that shit, except he mixing his music in it. I ain't seen nobody do no shit like that before. Let's speak about the comedians, Mark Caesar and all these niggas down here. We got some funny ass niggas down here
Mario
too.
P, Corey
yeah,
with the K,
all the niggas, Corey with the K, Rob Kazi, yeah.
Hey, Mark Caesar don't be getting his flowers. Like I be following dude be all across the South doing shows. Like, and
all the
like,
way up to New York, bro.
I feel like when he do shows down here, like he be doing like I think he was doing like a weekly show down here for like he was getting support. I'm just like, man, this dude be everywhere. He be at biking, bro. He be at so much, and it's like the city. I feel like they don't acknowledge you dude the way that they supposed to.
Man, my freshman year Southeastern, him and Mario P came up there and did a show for like the Black Student Union. Had us weekend up. I didn't even know who they was at first.
Yeah.
So they came, that was amazing.
Yeah, I just think we still want music to be the thing that we fuck with instead of it just being like we fucking with all things New Orleans. Like period, point blank. Like if it's a pop up for Made in the Hood or whoever it is, we showing up. If it's
you just think they feel like music bring the most attention? So
yeah, nigga, when you go on YouTube, niggas got iced out chains, they got whips, like that's what niggas want, nigga.
Like,
yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. That's why it's probably
it's a false perception. Yeah, it's a false perception of what the music brings your way, and I think that's the good thing about what Larry doing and a couple other dudes is because like he's showing you can get that kind of attention
Wall Street trap
and respect. Yes, I fuck with him. Trap, I fuck with trap. You feel me? I feel like they're showing you that you can use the same kind of street energy, the same kind of street
Hustling
cool factor,
mentality.
hustling energy, to be able to do some shit that got more longevity to it. You feel me? Whether it's trading, whether it's podcasting, information building, you feel me? And that allow you. Case in point, when I'm out places and people hear I'm from New Orleans, they always bring up trap because what's popular right now, investing.
Yeah.
Niggas love to talk, and he the one nigga who break it down in the language that a dumb nigga can understand. Period, point blank, nigga. That nigga sit and talk
That's
to
a
you.
good teacher.
Yeah, he
Nigga.
mix it with the
really
street
is.
story and all this shit. And I like how he always reiterate where he came from. He always incorporate that, and I like what Jay Morrison was doing too. But I feel like sometimes niggas thought Jay Morrison was cat because it was looking too like clean and it was looking like. Nigga, he might be a scam. But with Trap, he got the. It ain't nothing about him that look like he ain't your cousin. You feel like, yeah, nigga, you know,
look like
you
a
feel
regular
me?
New
He like a
Orleans
regular nigga, you know, you feel me? And I think that's something that we could bring to the table is that ability to be your authentic self and maybe get typecasted, maybe get judged as if you not as intelligent, but break through that mold and really, really show niggas like, nah, you super intelligent. That's how I feel about my boy who run Made in the Hood. Like, to me, if you meet that nigga on the street, you'll probably think that nigga just a wild ass street nigga, you feel me? But he a fucking genius. That nigga's a madman. That nigga get on that sewing machine, that nigga really turn up. So I think the way we communicate to the rest of the world, linguistically, with our language, it might be a little back because when you go to Cali, niggas talk clean. When you go to NY, even though niggas got an accent, they still talk pretty clean. Niggas don't know what buku mean like that until you break it down to them. Niggas don't know what, you know, bitch, you josed out. Bitch, I'm josed, like, niggas be like, josing, like, what the fuck is that? Like, but I like how niggas is branding it now, the Jost podcast, all these different things. It's like, for a long time, the shit was too native. Now it's becoming regular. It need to be some shit that when niggas come down here, oh, I know what Joseph mean. That's the New Orleans version of saying like I'm fucking around. I'm just shooting the shit and shit like that. And it's the same way where you go to another place and somebody say, oh, I'm jonesing. We know what that is.
Facts.
That's ribbon. You feel me? So I want niggas to be able to pick up our language. You feel me? And pick up different things from us because with us being a black city, I think it's important for us to be a big influence to black people because I don't know about y'all, but I travel. We travel together. It ain't too many black cities, bro, in America. Like, for real, you could count them. New Orleans, one of them. Atlanta.
Well, we'll say Houston, but
Nah, Houston got a large population. They got a large population of black men and definitely black women. Dallas, too. But I'm talking about from the makeup in the city. Yeah. You feel me? Like, Atlanta got everybody beat because the streets black, the people black, the workers black, the government black. We got a black mayor, son. I done been around many places that don't got black mayors where black people live at. You feel me? And I think that's something that we could continue to have. We could continue to keep that shit going. And if the entrepreneurship catch up to it, you don't got to worry about the music. You feel me? It's going to be hard for music to thrive here without infrastructure, without labels being here, without businesses being here. But what we do got is the opportunity to use this place as a destination, make it better presentation. I feel like Larry played a big part in that with how he opened up the restaurant. He got celebrity coming down here. So it's going to start at C level, B level, then go up to A level. Eventually that nigga going to be able to have A-list motherfuckers coming
Drake
down here.
already shut the restaurant down.
Rory came down here?
Yeah, Drake shut the restaurant down.
That.
Meek shut it down all the time. Tiana Taylor being there. Like, pretty much everybody who come to the city, if you come to the city, they gonna go eat at Monroe's.
All right, what I wanted to ask you, I was watching an interview of you, and you was talking behind your 25s. I mean, not your 25, your 20s. How you was kind of going off like expectations, and your 30s is more probability.
Yeah.
And that shit stuck with me. I'm like, hold on, that shit makes so much sense. Explain that, like.
Okay, simple as this. I got a good friend of mine by the name of Neiman Johnson. He managed Eric Bellinger. He always say good shit, and he said something maybe like over a year ago where he was like, you gotta pick the right profession to get what you want to get out of. He was like, cops don't become cops to become millionaires. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Like, I ain't never heard of a cop. You be like, oh, I want to be a cop because I want to get paid. I want to get money. You feel me? They go into it for a different reason. Some power, some control. You know what I mean? Some community work. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people, you know, they get into things and they expect certain things to come with it because they seen somebody else's career. You feel me? So I could use me for example. I expected certain things because I was around J. Cole, Drake, and all these different dudes, but not realizing the probability of that happening without me signing the deal is low. Like very, very fucking low. You feel me? So I'm trying to, you know, a lot of times when you're young, you try to have it your way. You don't understand that there are ways that work. You know what I mean? And once I started understanding about formulas and being able to take somebody else's formula and put my information in it and go win it, I started winning. But at first I was trying to be so savvy. I thought I could be Pharrell and be Baby at the same time. You feel me? I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna run a brand. I'm gonna be on some Star Trek shit. But then I want to be Cash Money where I got the most of my percentage. You know what I mean? I go do a 50-50 deal with somebody. And it's like, that's tough to do once somebody done already did that. Then, in the midst of that, a nigga like 50 Cent come through and kick the door down with the sound scan. Now everybody talking about record sales. Then Soulja Boy come through and he kicked the door down with ringtones. And you seeing the game change every so often. It's like the expectations change with it. Instead of you being able to be like, all right, niggas not selling CDs no more. What's the probability of selling a CD? Yeah. Me being one. Cause I seen so many dudes when the game changed the iPod, a lot of niggas just thought they was so wavy that they could sell CDs. So many niggas thought they was wavy that they could just still run it the way that they had been doing it in back in the day. And I was just like, you know what? Let me figure out a way to transition. I started seeing the blog era come in. We all familiar, Dat Piff live mixtape. That's the bulk of my career right there. You feel me? Where I got my start.
One of your first videos off
yeah, all my shit was on there. You feel me? And I think from there, we was able to build a lot of our career, but I didn't really get no return on the investment because niggas didn't tell us about advertising on a website. Them niggas just popped up and they was putting everybody music on their shit, and niggas, they was basically telling you to be happy you was getting heard. You feel me? And then that's when artists started being able to be like, okay, well, if I'm not getting paid money from my shit, what's the value in it? Oh, it got 1 million plays, or it got 1 million this, it got 1 million that. Then you was trying to figure out a way to take this big ass inflated number and still figure out a way to get paid off of it. So I was just like, you know what? What's the probability of me staying successful, being a producer that's smart, being an artist that's smart? Cause no disrespect to niggas again, a lot of niggas get their most success when they dumb. They naive, you feel me? When somebody else got them in a bad deal.
That's a lot of histories of just
every
rapper.
Yeah, you feel me? And
the greatest rappers.
For me, I started thinking about it. I was just like, okay, I got a Grammy right now. I got over 10 million plus sold between all the work. What could I do to maintain a certain type of energy around me? And low key, it was just like, man, stop doing it. It was tough. It was tough watching Hit Boy, watching all these niggas that was the homies. I was just like, I'm straight. Let me stop. And the only person I ever seen do that was Mike, son. When Mike got tired of the game, he stopped. And everybody appreciated him differently. Feel me? When you take it away from the game and niggas can't just lean on it no more or ride the back of it, Penny Hardaway, Shaq, Hakeem, all these niggas start having to step up and carry the league on their back. And then you start to see like, damn, these niggas ain't as fun to watch, or the league missing this and this.
Yeah, the absence creates respect.
Make respect, and that's how I came up with the name. I started thinking about that. Because look, I'm not the richest nigga in the game. I'm not the most successful nigga in the game. I ain't the most known, but everywhere I go, niggas showing respect, and I ain't paying for it. So I figured out a way to come up with that, and I think. It fit back to what I was doing with like Pharrell, and I use Pharrell a lot because I seen Pharrell start so many things, and when they don't go well, they don't look as failures. So Star Trek wasn't the biggest label, you feel me? Clips was signed to them, they got stuck. You remember? They couldn't really even drop no music at one point in time. But Pharrell don't let that stop. He's just like, all right, cool. We gonna swag our way through that shit. Nigga had a Louis Vuitton collab during that period. Nigga had all kind of shit popping off. So in the midst of me not being able to really get no music off, 2018, I get a fucking sneaker deal with fucking Reebok and drop a fucking shoe down here. You feel me? And I do the shit with Polo the Picture Man, who one of the most legendary niggas in the fucking city. You feel me? And it's like I started looking at it like that. Like I could use my experiences differently. I knew that there was nobody. I mean this. I don't care what nobody say. There was nobody thinking of Polo the Picture Man and running no play with him the way I was. Period. Point blank. I tell you why I thought of him. I'm from the Westbank, so I knew if I would have did something, niggas would have tried to make it not valid. Like, ain't from the city, like copping a Westbank shoe, nigga. Like, shit ain't hard. Like, and I was just like, you know what? What's a way that I could pay homage to? Cause this how I feel about Soulja Slim. As much as Soulja Slim is an icon in the city, his spirit is like the reason why I feel like we love him so much, cause he like the closest thing to like a NO personality that you still that you like know the city for. You feel me? Like for years and years, it's like I call him an archetype. Just like in the West Coast, niggas is like Tupac archetypes. Yeah. They gonna wear a bandana and get the tattoo across their stomach. Down here, a nigga gonna move like Slim.
Facts.
Period. Point blank. And I was like, okay, what's another way to pay homage to that? I remember seeing Polo Page. He posting all these photos, and I'm looking at all these niggas wearing Reeboks. I'm just like, man, let me figure out a way to chop it up with this nigga. That nigga Polo low-key shitted on me the first time I met him, son. We was Motion Family and B Mike. They did a book highlighting New Orleans culture, and Polo was on the cover. It was Polo on the cover. One had Spit on the cover, and one had a legendary Indian in the city. I meet Polo at the shit. I go up to him to talk to him. He like, who are you? Like, I don't know you. I'm like, okay. I'm trying to get people to introduce him to me. Nigga not fucking with me. I forgot who mended the connection, but then once he got aware of who I was and I came to him with the Reebok situation. And he was just like, he was like, man, so many people I be meeting that come up to me that want to do shit. They be playing or they be lying so much. He was just like, I wasn't trying to disrespect you. I just was trying to mind my own business. You feel me? And so once we got cool, we was able to make it happen. He trusted me with being able to do the shit. We was able to get Reebok to put up a campaign. They came down here and shot in Big Man's Lounge, all these different spots. You feel me? I was able to get the niggas on the bikes, all kind of different people. And to put that shoe out and to see it get well, not only one, 3 of them bitches. Nigga put out 3 Reeboks at a time for the city, bro. So if you like them or not, I don't give a fuck, because it's legendary. You feel me? It's like, it's only 2 niggas in the city doing that, me and Spitter. Like, let's be all the way real. Like, Cash Money and them niggas, they ain't had no shoe. P had a shoe, but at the same time, it was kind of like, it was tied to like basketball and all these kind of things. My shit was strictly New Orleans. It had New Orleans on the bottom of the shoe. It had Polo face name in the shoe. It had pictures of niggas from the city in the shoe. I got niggas paid from the city to be in the commercial. So that's just how I'm thinking. It's just like, all right, it ain't about me individually no more. Let me use this as an opportunity to start bringing more people together and keep bringing this shit together. Because when I go to New York, Nike make a fucking shoe for these niggas every year, multiple of them. Why we don't got one?
They just did that next one with Dipset.
Yeah, you feel me? With Kith and shit like that. So that's my whole thing, is like, how can I end up being the Ronnie of my city? How can my city have their own G-Night collab every year? How can, when Mardi Gras come around, when Jazz Festival come around, it should be a G-Night dropping down here every time, you feel me, for us. It should be an official G-Night Air Force One that's only sold in New Orleans. Yeah. Period.
I feel that.
Like, period. We call that bitch a G-Night.
Yeah, we the only place that call it that.
We the only one call it that. Period.
Right.
So we need in the Foot Locker, when you go in our Foot Locker, it need to be a real G-Night. All white one, all black one, Mardi Gras colors, all that. That's my goal, bro.
Damn, I didn't even think about that.
Thinking about all this, I don't think I was telling G that I feel like you and him, y'all like more visionaries. Like, you use your imagination.
Yeah, bro.
I was reading the book, it talk about imagination and how you can probably have all the desire you want, but if you don't mix that with imagination, you're not gonna reap all the benefits.
You gotta. I do both. I love being practical, because I feel like if you imagine too much, that's like bungee jumping without a cord. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, at the end of the day, when you jump out of a plane, you need a fucking parachute, because you gotta land. You gonna land on the ground. We not one with gravity. But my imagination is limitless, you feel me? And it's funny, you know what I mean? Like, me and him, I don't want to put all our business out there, but we had a crazy opportunity come across my path. A dude ended up hitting me up. It was a play, rest in peace, my brother Nipsey. Nipsey had just invested in a hotel with Luol Deng and I think David Gross. And this guy ended up hitting me up. He ended up coming across a property, trying to do the same thing. First dude I hit up, hit my niggas up. I'm like, hey, nigga gotta play. Nigga talking about da-da-da-da-da. I run it past him. And I'm a positive person. That's why I fuck with G and them, you feel me? Because they do this shit for real with the development and all that shit. It wasn't for play. And it was at the time where niggas was not new, but still not well seasoned at the time, you feel me? But we just, like you said, we visionaries. We just sitting talking. So I run it past him. This nigga do the research on the nigga. Nigga end up coming and be a fraud. He a whole fraud, nigga. He a whole fraud. Nigga done been to jail and all kind of shit, nigga. Could have fucked over me, you feel me, if I didn't do the research. If I was just egotistical and just felt like I was just Mr. New Orleans, I could have just went like, you know what, I ain't even gonna reach out to niggas. I'm just gonna roll. I'm gonna do it like nip. I was like, nah, let me hit my dudes up. Nigga did the research, put it to him. It was like, we had a meeting with the nigga. But the walkthrough that he did, the execution, the time that he put into it to make it legitimized, that's the one thing I liked about him. He saw it through. He was just like, nah. He was like, look, this is a legendary spot. It's a historically black spot that a bunch of people used to come here and congregate there, like a very, very important space. If I did not reach out to him, who knows? It could have ended up falling in the wrong hands. Like, it could have been some shit that fucked up a community. You feel me? Because all it takes is one person to get in somewhere, and the next thing you know, it's a ripple effect. Because we know how gentrification works.
Right.
So my whole thing is just like, you being a visionary is also knowing who the other ones are. Having imagination is also knowing the other niggas that you can get with, the other people that you can get with, who you can collaborate with. And that's just what I seen with him, you feel me? Like, if you get a nigga a blank piece of paper, he can fill it in. You feel me? And from there, it's not for you to dream small. It's for you to dream as big as possible. And then when it's time to go source all the materials for it, that's when you ground yourself. So that's how I am with anything. It's like I'm not going to sit here and tell myself that it can't be marble floors in the beginning. I'm going to shoot for the star. I'm going to be like, this bitch going to have marble. It's going to have... And then when the budget come in, it's like, no. Marble coloring, but not marble floor. You feel me? So, but I don't limit myself at the end of the day. You feel me? You got to be a visionary. And I think that's where New Orleans is really starting to become. I feel like the fact of you could basically say Katrina happened all over again with the pandemic, and it's allowing niggas to like change how they look at shit and go about life different. And as long as niggas can do that, I think the city will have way more people popping out doing things that last, you know what I mean? That don't go away, that got more longevity to them. Yep.
I think one thing, like, to piggyback off G from working with him, like, just to make things that last, bro, I feel like niggas got to think bigger, like, when we talking about properties and stuff like that, like me being an entrepreneur, beginning entrepreneur, like, I'm trying to sell one service to somebody, like, package, like, everything needs to be a package, like, everything could be bigger, like, you bring way more value by offering more, right? So it's just like you saying visionaries getting together, like, y'all offer way more, you and him being together versus just you trying to do it on your own.
Facts. And I understand where I'm number one at. I'm not number one in development. You feel me? I'm a conduit. I'm a connection. I know niggas that do this shit for real. And I don't care if a nigga in LA, my whole thing, I got some, them niggas will come out to LA too.
Right.
Nigga. Like, and I don't try to overextend myself or spread myself too thin. I always try to keep a good feel on what it is and be like, all right, cool, let me holler at G. And then if a nigga tell me he busy, then I just go through the Rolodex. You know what I mean? And I try my best to keep 10 New Orleans niggas in the top 10. And then after that, that's when I go out of state. You feel me? It's like, all right, cool. Because at the end of the day, you want to get the job done. You feel me? Yeah, but you want to figure out a way to have a Rolodex of niggas like, okay, them niggas busy. All right, now I'm going to fuck with a nigga from out of state. But I think, man, more importantly, too, you feel me? Westbank niggas. You know what I mean? Westbank niggas come together.
I got another question for you. So you at the height of your professional career as far as producing, were you at the same height spiritually? No way. I got spiritual after my depression. I got spiritual after going plant-based, bro. I'm gonna come clean. I moved to New York. Some wild shit had happened with an artist that I was working with, and it kind of fucked up a lot of shit for us. And I was just stuck. A lot of people didn't want to fuck with me at the time because of my affiliation with him and bad energy around us and shit like that. So I just had a lot of time to think.
And I changed my diet. I went completely plant-based. That's a huge part of our connection too. You feel me? Niggas went plant-based. I feel like we was like the only plant-based niggas in New Orleans for a good amount of time. I know for sure I was like the hardcorest one. It wasn't other than King David who was cooking the shit. I know for sure I was the most hardcore plant-based nigga down here. Yeah, King David used to be selling the plates and shit online. And then by the time we got on it, you start having different things pop up. You start being able to like go to Boswell's, get a veggie plate, go to Benetchin knowing they got veggie plates in the Middle Eastern spots. Then Ital Garden and all these different spots start coming in. But I think a lot of the shit just came from like a natural progression of having a lot of money and realizing like money wasn't gonna do nothing for a nigga if you ain't know what to do with your lifestyle. So for me, I would even say up until recently, like my diet carried me through a lot of shit. When I went plant-based, you know, it helped me get more aware spiritually. You feel me? You start learning about the eating animal energy from dead animals and shit. And let me say this, look, I'm not telling people to stop that. At the end of the day, I think I'm at this point now because I've been at it for 10 years. I'm not eating meat in America. Straight up. Like the meat here is that shit ain't cool for niggas, you feel me? Let's say I go to Jamaica and I'm with my people and they cluck the chicken off the side of the road and it's more wholesome, you feel me? That's more of a spiritual, more of a cultural experience. That's more like I gotta show love. I gotta be able to like participate in that. But in this American shit, bro, I'm not stopping nowhere getting no fucking chicken, bro. No way in fucking hell, bro. Period, point blank. For me, I already know how they trying to take out niggas with the medicine. So like, yeah, bro. Like, nah, it's real shit. And I ain't trying to sit here and sound preachy, but niggas just gotta call a spade a spade. You feel me? Like my whole thing is this: do you want to be an antique black man or do you want to be a ancient black man? You feel me? For me, an antique is something like that's a collectible. That shit just sit and collect dust. Something ancient is something that you can go back and refer to. You feel me? You can go back and rebuild off of that type of shit. You feel me? Because shit don't last if it ain't good. Like, this is just a fact. Like, this shit do not last if it ain't good. So how the pyramids and all these different things that stayed around this long, I don't know if y'all hip, but it's people discovering tombs this era. They still in color. Like, the old shit used to be fucked up. These niggas is digging up tombs now. Niggas got the gold on them still. Niggas got the paint on them still. You get to honestly see that okay, remember a time where they was whitewashing your history? It's hard to whitewash history now. So that to me is how I think about when I made that switch. I had 20 plus years of like what everybody else put on me, the conditioning that I had. You feel me? Did any of y'all pick y'all first favorite food? I didn't. My first favorite. I ain't picked none of my first favorite shit. All my first favorite shit came from my parents.
I did.
Nigga, my parents made rice and gravy so much it became my favorite, nigga. Period, nigga. That was it, nigga. I didn't pick that shit,
yeah,
nigga.
My people used to get Popeyes.
Yeah, like whatever they made, nigga. If my mama made 5 meals in the week, my favorite one was the one that tastes the best.
But my mama used to love potted meat. My dad used to whip that shit up. That's what I'm saying. That's the type of one of your favorite food that you didn't.
Yeah, but like
I made that a lot.
But like I ended up realizing when I got older, my favorite food was Italian. You feel me? Like, I love Italian culture, you feel me? But I think down here, you know, a nigga was sheltered on a whole lot of shit too. So I feel like my change in diet allowed me to introduce myself to different cultures. We the only people who make our cuisine down here. Don't nobody else make po' boys. So imagine growing up here and then being able to go places and what if your favorite food is a po' boy and you can't get it? You fucked in the game.
Damn, that's a good point.
What if you like red beans, nigga, and you try somebody else's beans and them bitches nasty? Now you like, you'll start being like, I want to go back home. You'll be like, the world ain't for me. So I just was like, you know what? As a black man, anything that I think is attached to the black African type of wave, I'm about to fuck with that. Started eating Ethiopian food, Eritrean food, African food, Jamaican food, and really started making it like a part of my daily life. You feel me? Like, if I'm gonna be a black man, how many of y'all know how to speak multiple languages?
We were just talking about
that's a weakness.
We need to know how to
That's
do
a
that.
weakness. That's what I'm saying.
And I can't speak
that's a weakness, and I felt that way, and that's what helped me start venturing off into like the spirituality, because that's a language. You feel me? And as I got into that, it started off with me. If you go back and look, people might remember me. I was repping Moorish. I was very heavy into Moorish science for a while, you feel me? Because it was helping me learn about sovereignty and all these different laws. That's what I liked about it, you feel me? I didn't know shit about the law. And I felt like that's how black people get jammed up a lot of times, because we don't know shit about the fucking law. And so the more science hit me to that, from there I started learning about reclaiming your nationality, your name, your statesmanhood, all this different type of shit. We speak about it, not calling yourself black or calling yourself black, don't give you no life and whatnot. And then from there, I ended up picking up a Quran, and I started reading the Quran, and the Quran brought a lot of peace to my life. And I started being able to have conversations with Muslims and, you know what I mean, different people from all these different backdrops. Once I started doing that, bro, it gave me a different look on life. You feel me? I didn't really want to subscribe to being a Christian, a Catholic, a Baptist, because that's how I came up. I came up as a Baptist, but I went to Shaw. You know what I mean? So it's like nigga been confused, you feel me? Because your parents want the best opportunity for you, you know what I mean? So it's like you go to Catholic school not because you trying to rep the faith, like for the connections, for the plugs. Like, and my parents thinking at the time, the biggest person we looked up to was like Ryan Clark. Ryan Clark had went there. He a black dude. He from a railroad. His people, we all come up together. So niggas looking at Ryan and the trajectory of him, and they like, okay, that's what we gonna send our black boys there. By the time we get there, it's a totally different ball game. It's a totally different generation. You feel me? White boys in that bitch, stupid racist. Asian niggas in that bitch, stupid racist to us. That to me was my first experience with that. You know how we is. You could grow up in New Orleans. You don't have to do no business with no white folks if you don't want to.
Everything in your neighborhood.
Everything around you. So being able to go there, get treated differently, get all that shit. I felt like in my 20s, I went through kind of the same thing with the music industry. You feel me? The music industry was kind of reminding me of like how I felt in Catholic school. It's like, I'm subscribing to a lifestyle I know ain't good for me just because I like the money that come with it. I like the cars that come with it. I like the girls that come with it. I like the traveling that come with it. Nigga, it was a point in time I was staying in the Beverly Hills Hotel for 3 months, nigga. I didn't make up a bed, nigga. I didn't clean a dish. And wasn't nobody else living like that. That shit had a nigga distorted. You feel me? I got to New York where you had to beat the pavement. That shit snapped me back up. Snapped me back into reality. So I say spirituality is something that's only gonna come with wisdom. I haven't met too many niggas. I know niggas that's 40 years old don't got a drop of spirituality because I haven't seen them make wise decisions due time. You feel me? They got the same habits. Niggas is scared to stop eating this because they feel it's a part of their makeup. I don't give a fuck about that, bro. I care about the energy. As long as I feel good and I can wake up out that bed. I used to wake up out the bed, back hurt. Back don't hurt no more. Nothing.
So I got a question for you about spirituality. You say you read the Quran. That's something that like I've been kind of like fiddling with for probably like a while. I want to read it. How you broke that block in your mind that said, all right, I'm just gonna be open to whatever. Cause like I don't consider myself a religion. Like I read about whatever Hinduism, whatever. I feel like I could pull anything from anywhere and make myself a better person.
What made me do it? What made me take to it is because one, niggas was already thinking I was Ethiopian, Eritrean, and all these different nationalities anyway. So I just started taking it. Instead of denying it, I just started being like, you know what? Educate me on it. So people start telling me different things. Case in point, bro. Okay, let me give you some brief history. Haile Selassie, bro. I just found out the nigga did the most hoish shit ever recently. And it hurt my heart. Cause how I was looking at him was through like.
Who that is again?
So Haile Selassie is like known for being like the second coming damn near to like Christ to the Rastafaris, you feel me? So in Jamaica, they fucking with dude tough. But where he from, they not fucking with dude tough because he left them in the middle of a war and went fleed to Italy to hide out. Yeah, he did some old shit, you feel me? But if you hear from a Rasta, they like the fact that he enlightened them so much in this, they only tell the positive side of it. But it took a nigga who Ethiopian who was a fan of me in the music. He was just like, bruh, I fuck with you so much, I gotta tell you the truth. That nigga a hoe, bro. And so I was like, damn, okay, like I'm wearing a nigga on shirts, nigga not knowing nothing. Niggas like I fuck. Nigga like, man, that nigga a hoe. That nigga fled the country and left everybody. Nigga went to Italy and then end up going to Jamaica and shit like that. And it's like, okay, I need to be told that because I'm living in real time. You could be running around here with some shit on you that's from, but the energy on it is received differently right now. Okay, case in point.
They're exposing everything these days.
I think right now if a nigga wore a Trump hat, it wouldn't even get as much steam now as it did a couple years ago. Cause niggas don't fuck with Biden.
Yeah.
Niggas like fuck Biden. Nigga on the same tip. So fuck it, nigga. I'd rather Trump. Some niggas gonna say that, bro. And I think that's how I started realizing is like how I feel about it. I'm into entertainment and I'm into culture. So culture can be a shallow way of looking at some shit sometimes when it's people who like we dealing with like you got the shit with Israel and Palestine right now. And you know in New Orleans it's a gang of Palestinians down here. Gang of Palestinians, you feel me? And I think if depending on what friend circle you with, you might hear the Israeli Jewish side where they just like, oh man, we ain't doing niggas nothing. That's Then you'll hear on the Palestinian side like, nigga, Israel been fake. But it's like, if you in the middle and you from black culture, I think you need to be aware of both sides. You don't need to take a side. You just need to be aware of both sides because my whole thing is this. We at the bottom. I'm realistic about that. So with us being at the bottom, I feel like a lot of times our oppression stays our oppression because we not aware of other nationalities and what they going through. We not aware of how Syrians got pushed out, Palestinians got pushed out. So when shit be happening,
the Haitians are getting pushed out.
Yeah, period. You feel me? And I think, bro, even with the shit with Haiti, it's a lot of people who don't know that Haiti could have been one of the richest countries on earth. But French raping them. Yeah, you feel me? Like that shit. That's why this podcast is dope, bro. Because look how we dress, look what we into, and look what we talking about. That's what I wanted to do as far as like, I was just like, you know what? I'd rather be a history lesson when niggas come across me. So that's what the Quran did for me. The Quran enabled me to go back in time, figure out them principles, and then live in this real time and then be like, okay, what energy do I want to move with? You feel me? Because I'm like you. I'm not trying to not fuck with somebody because they Catholic. My whole thing is like, how do you express your Catholicism? Because some people express it in oppressive ways, and then some people express it in community ways. You feel me? Like, I'm willing to help because I believe. And then you got some motherfuckers who just like, nah, I'm straight. They riding off of old lineage. They get power out of that. You feel me? I don't get no power out of my faith on some business clout or on some political clout. You feel me? My faith is for me. You feel me? I can't tell you what I subscribe to, but I do say this. I say Allah over God. I believe in that. You feel me? Like, I feel like I've changed how I speak about my faith because I'm wiser now. You feel me? The young immature me was just like, I used to say Jesus a lot. Jesus white. I don't be saying Jesus no more.
I just was telling the students that today.
I swear to God, I couldn't say, niggas call me Black Jesus. That's the only time I say it. But I don't subscribe to that, bro. I don't subscribe to the Jesus, the cross. The cross. I'm not wearing no cross, son. Like, Jesus piece. I wanted a Jesus piece so bad back. I wouldn't wear it now. Wouldn't wear one now, bro. I'd get me on a chain. I'd get that nigga on a chain. I'm not about to wear no Jesus piece, bro.
All right. I got a question for you. For like culture put you in a box.
A little bit it can, because I think as black people we take our culture so seriously we be scared to open up to other ones, feeling like it's like we gonna get played on or a nigga gonna dupe us out of something.
I feel like culture like language, like if say you only speak English and you don't speak Spanish, it make you look at Spanish people different because you don't understand it. So if you only speak New Orleans culture, when you go somewhere else, say you go to New York, it's a completely different culture, you shut out because you don't speak that culture, right? So I feel like it's on black people to have an open enough mind to speak other cultures. Like that's the only way you're gonna go in and you speak about understanding. Like I've been doing my research into like Palestine and Israel. Like if I approached it with just a black mindset, I'm gonna feel like, oh, we've been the most oppressed people.
Yes,
right. You know
yes.
It's like people have their own plight, and I understand that you gotta release yourself from feeling like.
And that's what I don't want us to get lost in right now, because you seeing with the anti-Asian law get passed, what niggas is saying. Well, we didn't get ours, man. You know why you didn't get yours, nigga. Period. Point blank. But I think that's what I mean about the oppression, you feel me? And knowing what other people's struggles are so you don't feel like, oh, I ain't getting mine, you feel me? I think if we learned how to speak, man, I'm saying this right now, Duolingo.com.
Facts, I was learning Spanish.
Yes, go learn a language. Go learn Mandarin. Learn the hard shit. Because Spanish, you could fuck around and learn that down here just do like, go and look at a menu, you feel me? Yeah, but like, you got Mandarin, which is one of the most popular languages, and everybody doing business with China, man. Come on, like stop playing. You got Italian, which I started learning how to speak a year ago, and I've been doing damn near every week, or if I can, try to keep it consistent. But I definitely think learning another language would allow us to create allies. It's so tough for us to even create allies with African countries because we don't speak the fucking language. So when they come over here, they're like, man, y'all niggas. y'all on some shit. You feel me? I know so many niggas don't even know what jollof rice is. You feel me? Like, and I try my best to introduce niggas to that. Like, y'all niggas need to know what rice and peas is, jollof rice. Y'all need to know all these different things because that's our culture. You feel me? It ain't just American, but you know, culture is endless, bro. At the end of the day, too, I'm about customs. If niggas know the difference between customs and culture, culture can be violated. Customs don't be violated. If you get what I'm saying, y'all travel. Y'all, can you fly internationally without a passport? What do you go through when you got to travel?
Customs.
And what they make you do? If you go to Dubai and you smoke some weed, what's gonna happen to your ass?
I don't know. We never been in Dubai.
Yeah,
You ain't coming back. You ain't coming back, nigga. Period. You out of there, nigga. So I think as black people, we can let our culture be shared, but our customs gotta be established. I don't think we have any customs sometimes. I feel like niggas tread on us and then we cry about it instead of being like, nah, you can't get in. Straight up. Like, if you go to Mexico, they smell that shit on you, you ain't getting in there. If you go to Dubai and girls go to the mall with their titties out, they gonna come up to you and hit you with that shit and be like, you gotta cover yourself up. And I'm not vouching for that, but I think as black people, the same way other nationalities have these customs, we got to start developing them. And I think there's what do they say about black people? We not a monolith, and that mean like we not all the same. So my whole thing is this: we speak about it. I'm with the tribal shit. I'm not with the all one. I don't believe in group thinking. You feel me? What's your tribe? Because everybody tribe need to specialize in some shit that's good for them. Y'all niggas chop wood. Y'all niggas do water shit. Y'all niggas do spiritual medicine shit. You niggas go to war. Y'all niggas is shooters. Like, but it don't need to be 100,000 niggas with all them traits. That don't work. That don't work out. You feel me? And I think that's a lot of times how it seems like we gotta come off. It's like we gotta be one big ass identity together. And it's like, nah, dog. We need to have our tribes. And if the tribes in New Orleans specialize in a certain thing, when we go out west and link with the tribes out there, we gonna trade and barter goods with them niggas. You feel me? But that's how I would like to see it go. I would love to see it move in a tribal direction where we able to do our own shit.
Oh damn! I think that about it. Wrapped it up.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, we can wrap up. You got anything you want to tell the people before you leave?
Yeah, man, go get my album out right now with Super Miles. It's called 100 Miles, and then go get all the other projects, the legendary stories of a hustler's life, volume 1 through 3. When you're in Nashville, come shop at the Trenches, 906 Buchanan Street. When you're online, go to can'tbuyrespect.com and shop with us. And when you see me in the street, show love. And you come at me crazy, I've been boxing.
He really want to leave them dogs on.
You feel me?
Give me your social media.
Oh, the Air on Instagram, TheHeir, on Twitter, Chasing Cash. And yeah, can'tbuyrespect.com. But more than anything, man, y'all type in Can't Buy Respect, Chasing Cash. My name gonna come up, man. And 504 to the meat show. Y'all niggas know what's up. Westbank, nigga. The great. The Westbank, nigga. Come on, man. You know I love everybody, though.
All right, we signing out. Appreciate everybody for joining us. Fire interview, dude drop mad juice. Follow us at FTO Pod 1 on Instagram and Twitter. Man, we just appreciate y'all for tuning in with us again. And we out.
We